Namaste. Welcome. Welcome. I'm so glad to be with you this morning. So glad to share this time with you today. Let us begin our time together with a meditation. If you will focus your attention at the sun center, please, or at the altar, whichever you prefer. Oh, great Spirit, saints and sages of all times, of all places, O ye pathmakers of old, most beloved gurus of the holy Kriya lineage, all of ye ancestors, all of ye beings in all realms of existence, please send forth your blessings to us at this time. That as we come together as a Sangha, as we meditate, as we pray, that our blessings extend to the universe. May we find that which we need and which we seek. Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Most beloved Lord of life, free us from our negative thoughts that we do not pass them on to others. Free them, free me. Free me from my negative thoughts that I do not pass them on to others. Free them, free me. Free me from my negative thoughts that I do not pass them on to others. Free them, free me. Most beloved Lord of life, free them from their negative thoughts that they do not pass them on to me. Free them, free me. Free them from their negative thoughts that they do not pass them on to me. Free them, free me. Free them from their negative thoughts that they do not pass them on to me. Free them, free me. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Visualizing the Om in front of you. If you need to, you can see it on the door, written next to the altar. Drawing the Ah, the first part of the Om. Draw like a gold pen with a gold pen in your mind's eye. Repeat these words. I shall now embrace strength on the path of maturity. Draw the U. I shall now embrace concentration on the path of maturity. Draw the half circle of the M. I shall now embrace awareness on the path of maturity. And draw the extension of the M, Bindu. I shall now embrace detachment on the path of maturity. Again, holding the Om in front of your mind's eye, drawing again the symbols, repeating these words. I shall now abandon laziness and enter the undistracted path of study, reflection, and meditation. Drawing the U, half circle off of the A. I shall now abandon distraction and confusion and rest in the mystical practice of visualization. Draw the half moon. I shall now abandon unconscious sleep, controlling and transforming dreams into luminosity. And the Bindu with the A. I shall now abandon all attachment and enter undistracted into the clear light. And repeating with me 7 times the Om, very softly, very gently, barely audible to your own ear. Holding that Om at your mind's eye, at your sun center. Om. 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 Again, 7 times. Om. Om. And yet again, 7 times. Om. Hold the great Om at your sun center. And return to this again and again and again and again. Namaste. This story takes place once upon a yogi time in the ever-present now. The story has a yaksha. You know, a yaksha, the mischievous spirit. Pretty benevolent, but oftentimes very mysterious, very mischievous. Lives in the forest. Excuse me, there's something wrong with the sound. Akhilananda, is this better, please?
Yes, that's better.
Thank you. I just took a microphone out. We'll talk about it later. Thank you very much for letting me know. Should I start over, I guess? Once upon a time, a yogi time in the ever-present now, there was a story, and it took place on Mother Gaia in a magical forest. Now, the story contains a yaksha. You know yaksha? Yaksha is the benevolent spirit, the mischievous spirit that is associated with the water and the forests and treasures. Treasures, most associated with treasures. There was a yaksha. There was a man who received a boon. You know, a boon? A boon is a blessing that you get that comes unexpectedly. There were 7 pots of gold. There was a king. And of course, there was greed. Of course, how could you have a story with 7 pots of gold and no greed? One day, beautiful day, sun was shining down upon the forest. And this very ordinary man, just like you and me, is walking through the forest, very ordinary person. Kind of humming along. La 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 la, om. Hello there, kind sir. Hello, hello. Yes. I can't see you. I'm up here. I'm up here. I'm up here. Oh, you're one of those yakshas. I've heard about you. I am, and I've come to give you a boon. Would you like a boon today, sir? Oh, of course I would like a boon. Who wouldn't want a boon? What is it? How would you like 7 pots of gold to be waiting for you at your home? Well, who wouldn't like that? Gold coins, 7 pots, I'll take it. Yes, thank you. Bye, see you later. Runs, doesn't say thank you. Doesn't say anything, just runs into the forest, runs along the path to his home, gets to his home, flings open the door, 7 pots of gold coins sitting there on the floor of his house. Big pots of gold coins, big pots of gold coins. So heavy, it would take 100 men to move them. Big pots of gold coins. Six of the pots were full to the top, overflowing with gold coins. Filled. Oh, he's so happy. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they're so full of gold coins. Happier each one he goes by. But the 7th one, he gets there and he looks down. I don't know. Are there even 12 gold coins in there? I don't know. It doesn't look like there's much here. They're kind of laid out on the bottom. I don't understand. He said I would have 7 pots of gold coins. These 6 are overflowing, but the 7th, it's not even half full. I can count the number of gold coins that are there. Now, mind you, our friend, the man, had never had 1 gold coin in his life, had never seen 1 gold coin in his life, had only imagined gold coins in his life. And he has 6 humongous pots overflowing. And the 7th one, he can count the number of gold coins. So what does he do? I can't have this. I have to have all 6 pots filled with gold. Excuse me, 7 pots. I have to fill the 7th pot with gold. His mind churns and churns and churns and churns and churns. He goes to the market. He sells his cows. He sells his horses. He sells his plow. He sells the table and chairs from his house. But alas, no matter how much he brings back and puts in the pot, somehow it never grows. Somehow he can't fill the seventh pot with gold coins. He can't fill it. In fact, he makes no dent whatsoever. It's as if he puts a gold coin in there and it falls into the ethers. It falls into the water. It falls into the air. It vanishes. He becomes more and more distraught. Every day that goes by, he becomes more and more distraught, more and more emotional, more and more upset. Well, what do you do when you're upset and you live in a land with a king? Well, you go to see the king, of course. So off he goes, taking a few of his gold coins in his pocket. And he requests an audience. And of course, the king, being a king, gives him an audience and says, "How can I help you, kind sir?" Well, one of the yakshas in your forest came, your majesty, and supposedly granted me a boon. It said that I would have 7 huge pots of gold coins. Now, I got gypped. I got 7 pots, but 6 of them were full, and one of them had just a measly number of gold coins in it. And I want the last pot filled with gold. You're the king. He lives on your land. You command him, please, to give me my gold. Oh, yeah, so he got to you too, did he? The king says he got to you too. Huh. I was walking in the forest the same way you were, and the yaksha came and offered me the 7 pots of gold coins. The man says, "Well, you don't need that. You've got plenty of gold coins." Everybody likes some more gold coins. Well, did he gyp you too? No. You see, I didn't accept his boon. I asked him what he wanted in trade, what I had to give to have all those gold coins. What did he expect from me for all those gold coins? How much of my freedom was I going to lose by taking those gold coins? How much of my happiness was I going to lose by taking those gold coins? What was the price I was going to pay for taking those gold coins? Now, how do you think our friend answered? The man. He was taken aback. He was puzzled by it. And he was still holding on to the gold coins as tight as he could. He was holding on to it. Well, I'm of more value if I have a gold coin. I'm of more worth if I have a gold coin. Really? The king says, "Well, let me tell you about the story of the gold coin. Once upon a time, there was a gold coin. And people would pass the gold coin along. They'd buy things with it. Oh, he bought a horse. He was traded for a horse. And the gold coin thought, oh, I'm so valuable. Look, they got a horse. Oh, I'm so valuable. Look, they got a house. Oh, I'm so valuable. Look, they got food. Oh, I'm so valuable. Look, they got all these books for me. I'm a gold coin. I'm valuable. But one day there was a fire and the gold coin was in the house and the master of the house was trapped inside the house. Very clever. He melted the gold coin and made it into a key, and he opened the door and he escaped the fire. It's a magical story. And the key, the gold coin said, I'm a key. I saved his life. I'm a key. I'm so valuable. But in the rush to get out of the house, the master dropped the key onto the ground. The house burned. The horses trod all over the ground. And the key, the gold coin, was pounded into the earth. And in time, it dissolved away and became a part of the earth. What was its worth? It was no longer a gold coin. It was no longer a key. What does that tell you, dear one? The king says to the man. And the man stopped and said, I think I understand what you're trying to tell me. I think you're trying to tell me that what I have is not what I am, but I don't know. And I don't know what to do about it. Now, within each of us is a state of consciousness. I am what I have. And if we go around the zodiac, you'll see that each sign of the zodiac is a state of consciousness. This one, the one associated with Taurus, which is where the moon is today, says, I am what I have. Now, it matters not whether you were born in that sun sign. Every one of us has a part of our consciousness that says, I am what I have. Of all the things that you have, my beloved, listen carefully. Of all the things that you have at this moment, what is the one thing that you want to take with you to your next incarnation? One. Watch your mind and see what happens when you hear that question. Watch your mind and see what happens when you see what the one thing is that your mind says you wish to take to your next incarnation. And you can say to me, well, I don't think I can take anything. And I'll say, well, that's an error in thinking. Now, I know, maybe I can't take my Rudraksha mala. What is it that I can take with me? What is it I do take with me? What is it that you have that is of greatest value to you? What is the most galactic thought that you can think? The most galactic thought about what you have that you would like to carry with you. Mala beads wear out, they break. Cloth wears out, it gets tattered. Hair sheds itself. Glasses change. Even books dissolve away. What would you want to take with you? You will take with you the totality of all of your actions and all of your thoughts in this lifetime. What else would you like to take? And I say to you, perchance, that which you should take and that which you should cultivate is your memory. Be like the man who lost his wealth in the Depression and yet maintained his equanimity. He lost all his material wealth in the 1930s Depression. And when asked, why are you so happy? He was able to say, well, I created it once, I can create it again. I thought of it once, I can think of it again and again and again. And thus he did. Some of you have dreams. You all have dreams, but some of you have dreams that you feel have not been fulfilled. Dreams in this life that have not come to fruition the way that you would like them to. So what is to be done? Know that whatever you dream, you can bring it to fruition. Maybe this isn't the right time. Maybe this is not the right place. Maybe you have to reincarnate in another plane of consciousness to have your dream come to fruition. Maybe you need to feed that dream by feeding others, and it will come to you, come to fruition. I want to vivify the teachings in my life because they're so meaningful to me. And look what happened. I was able to come and you have joined me. What happened? I'm able to see that you are joining me. And together we are building something. Together we are building a vibration. Together we are finding a way to let go of the greeds of the life and find that which is truly, truly, truly meaningful. What a blessing. What a blessing. I was blessed by my guru in ways that I cannot even, express. And yet he would say, well, you drew them into your life yourself. You drew those blessings in. And he did say one time, well, if I weren't here to give you those blessings, somebody would be. Somehow you would draw them in. So don't worry about it. Love the teachings. Love the teachings. Be connected to the teachings that are meaningful to you. Study the way that is meaningful to you. And go back to our friend, the man in the forest who the yaksha gave a boon to, and ask yourself, what would you do if you had 7 pots and 6 of them were overflowing with gold coins, and the 7th still had gold coins, but not the same amount? How much material wealth do you need? Now, I'm going to tell you, Pranananda always made a point, and I go back to the teachings I learned from my guru. He always made a point of saying, we must balance the prana of the earth plane. That means you have to be able to pay your bills. Spiritually, it's important. You need to be able to take care of the basics of living on the earth plane. It's karma. It is very, very difficult when you are not able to do that, to sit and meditate, to sit and be quiet, to turn inward and upward. Many, many, many people in the world are faced with these challenges. If you have the wealth to be here today, if you have the technology to be here today, to share with us, Send forth the thought of blessing to all of those who do not have it. There's plenty. There's plenty. Now, the story of the man today is, I am what I have. And you can say, well, boy, that was pretty greedy of him. He got all those pots and he wanted more, and he wanted more, and he wanted more. What is it in your life that you have 6 overflowing pots of gold and a 7th that's partially filled? But you want more and you haven't started sharing yet? What is it? What do you have? What skills do you have? What wisdom do you have that you have not yet started to share? That you're keeping under the bushel basket just for a rainy day? Write it down. Hold it in your mind. Know what it is. Now, it is said that of all of the emotions we as humans attune to, of all of the emotional states of consciousness that we attune to, that of greed is the last to dissolve away. That of greed is the last to go. Greed is the gluiness, the stickiness that holds us to various things in the earth plane. Now there's greed on the physical level, which is the man with the gold coins. There's greed on the verbal level. And there's greed on the mental level. Now I'd like you to think for just a moment, turn your awareness to greed on the mental level, which then leads to greed on the verbal level. Does your mind desire others to think the way that you do, to act the way that you do, to behave in a way that you like, that you prefer? That's greed. Allow them to think the thoughts they wish to think. Allow them to live the lives they wish to live. Allow them their preferences and their biases. Now, it is said that the most powerful, in the sense of confining, being a confining state of consciousness, the most powerful state of consciousness in confinement is fear. And it is often, doesn't matter if it's fear of loss of something, of anything. Often it's fear of loss of name, of reputation, of approval. That's the big one, fear of approval being lost, that you won't have somebody's approval. And then, of course, fear of losing the physical things in life. This must be dissolved away. You must find a practice that's meaningful to you to dissolve fear away. Fear exists not just in your conscious mind, but my beloved, it truly exists within your subconscious. And you are driven by that. So that which you feel an aversion to, that which you feel an attunement to, these are the things that you must say, let me dissolve my preferences. Let me dissolve my fears. Let me dissolve my dislikes. Let me dissolve my preferences. And sometimes we need to do that by forgiveness and truly letting go of the emotions of the mind. And so before we move into our time of meditation, I want to give you a couple of very small practices, but practices that are most meaningful and effective. Yeah, that's one of the things about Kriya Yoga is if you think about it in time and over time, you will note that the changes that one makes in one's behavior, one's life, they can be just infinitesimal, just small. Those changes, through those changes, everything will change. Absolutely everything will change. So, what can you do to remove greed every day? As some of you have heard this, some of you haven't, it's a reminder. I would assume you're all eating at least once a day. You sit down and you make a plate, put the plate in front of you. And the first thing is to leave space between the food. Leave space, don't pile the whole plate full. Let there be space on it. And I suppose if it's a bowl, don't fill it to the top. Even if it is your favorite ice cream or your favorite cherries or grapes, leave it a little bit of room. And then when it comes time to eat and you bless your food, you take your hands, you go like this, the index finger, and you put the middle finger over on the fingernail, and you touch the food softly. I want to bless this. I'm touching it, and I'm thinking consciously, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And for me, I'm thinking, thank you, thank you, thank you. If I get warm, it helps me, right? Isn't that wonderful? It is, I'll tell you, it is wonderful. You bless your plate. Now, having done that, you look at this beautiful plate that you've chosen to eat, and you take a part of everything that's on the plate, a little piece of everything that's on the plate, and you put it to the side. So it's as if you're making a miniature plate within your plate. And you offer that food to all those who are hungry, all those who are in need. And then you eat your meal and enjoy your meal. But you do not eat that which you have put aside. Now, somebody recently asked me, well, what do I do with that food there? I said, well, you put it in the compost pile. You put it in with the rest of the things that you're returning to the earth, whether it's in what you call garbage, which is just simply things you can use no more, and you offer it. There are plenty of beings on the earth besides humans that will eat that little bit of food that you put aside. Now, it's interesting to watch your mind, because sometimes you'll start to eat the food and you'll think, oh boy, I put aside really that good part of the asparagus. Maybe I could put aside the bottom part of the asparagus. No, neti. You put aside the top, the best part, the part you enjoy the most. Now, a second way to do the same thing to reduce greed, and I give you two because you need to watch your own mind. You need to see what is most effective for your mind. Try both. And the second is very simple. You eat the meal after having blessed the plate, but you leave in the center of the meal, you leave a portion of the food. Always leave a portion of the food. And you offer that. It's not like saving the food for leftovers to go home. you just leave a portion of the food in the center, on the side, wherever you prefer. You even do this with your dessert. So you leave a portion of that. And there's a saying that the French people have, a practice the French people have. If they're drinking cognac, they leave a little bit in the bottom of the glass. It's for the breath of the angels, is what they say. What you're doing is learning about greed in your mind. And doing this every day, every time you eat, is quite an effective and powerful way of learning about the nature of your mind. 9 times out of 10, it'll be fine. Oh, there's no problem. This is great. And then you're going to sit down and have a meal. And I remember one meal years ago. My husband made pasta with white beans. The most delicious, delicious, delicious pasta. And I sure didn't want to leave that last pasta piece with the white beans. Yeah. Do you leave it and still remember all those years later how wonderful it was? Or do you indulge in it and think, oh, I should have left some of that for somebody else? When you most are attracted to something is when it is important to let it go and to give up it. And the second thing before we go into meditation, which is very simple. When you're anxious to share your opinion about something, let it go. Be quiet and listen, and let the other person share their opinion. And watch what happens in your mind, and watch how those words are just anxious to get out of your mouth. But sit and be quiet and turn inward. And so now we will join together in some meditation, time of interning and meditation. You could turn your mind inward if you wish. You can turn your mind to the altar if you wish. Say whatever is most comfortable for you. Focusing your attention at the sun center. Turn your head to the left with a double exhalation. Bring your head to the center and begin to watch your breath. Using the sipping breath, pull the energy from the limbs of your body to the trunk of your body. And again, using the sipping breath, pull the energy from the trunk of your body to the spinal column. And now from the base of the spine, pull the energy up to the sun center. And move that energy as a golden ball of light out in front of you, 2 feet, and sweep it around your body to the left, behind your body, encasing your entire being in this golden light. And do this 2 more times. Now expand that golden ball of light. Ascending outside of your body, ascend above the room that you are in, of the house that you are in, of the city, ascending as high as you are able into the high place. And find your grove of meditation. In your mind's eye, see around you images of that which you have. Your ability to read, to walk, to meditate, whatever skills you have. Your ability to forgive, to nurture, some of you are doctors, your ability to help others heal. Some of you are engineers, your ability to help others construct material things. See all that you have in front of you. The love that you share with others. And now, my beloved, choose one thing that you value the most. And in your mind's eye, extend your horizon awareness to see, to feel all of those who are in need of this thing that you have, this consciousness that you have. And offer that which you have unto them, knowing that it is never ending, that you have enough to share. Lift it and give it to those who wish to receive. See them accepting your gift. And in this magical, mystical moment, see that which you have given away, returning to you a trillionfold. vivifying you and strengthening you. Om. Om Namo Namo. Swaha Tatsariturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Swaha Tatsariturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Swaha Tatsariturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Now, in your mind's eye, see that one thing which you wish to take with you into your next life. See it form. If you will, merge it into the Om. Allow that state of consciousness that you wish to take to be merged into the Om, the totality of all reality. Hold it at your sun center as a golden Om. Feel that Om dissolve from your sun center down your spinal column, into the trunk of your body, into the limbs of your body. Om. Each night before you sleep, merge this state of consciousness with the Om and chant the Om and take it into your dream awareness. Each morning when you awake, let your first thought be of the Om. Merge that which you wish to carry with you into the Om and take it with you through the day. Each time that you see the Om, each time you feel the Om, each time you hear the Om, your being will resonate with that which you have said is most sacred to you, that you wish to carry forth. Return to this high place again and again and again, and give that which is most precious to you, to all of life. And it will be returned to you, vivified, enlivened, a trillionfold. For that which you give unto another, you give more so unto yourself. Om. Om Tat Sat Om. Thou art that. Aham Brahmasmi. Be thou blessed. Be thou blessed. Be thou triply blessed. Become an ever greater blessing unto all of those who enter your aura. Return again and again and again, remembering that which you wish to carry with you. Hold on to one thing. Thank you for the blessings of your presence, for the blessings of sharing this Sangha together. As always, it is a joy to be with you. Namaste. Namaskar.